Okay, had to stop for a lunch break, but I'm back. The next two books are because again, I'm a history teacher, and A Harlem Wedding by Tiffany L. Warren it's out, I think. I don't have a copy yet. I'm waiting for the copy from my library. I may have to go in and get it. I can't really spend money on books right now. But I really want to read it. And sometimes when there's a historical fiction book coming out that I don't know a lot about the subjects, or I'm interested in the subjects and I know it's a topic I want to learn more about for some reason, I research it. Sometimes before or after I read the book. This is one particular situation where I know some about the Harlem Renaissance. I have studied it before, especially I've taught it for years, and I know some. I've done some research. Also, I read A Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Murray, and then I did some deep diving research then. But I realized that like I knew about the first kind of wave of Harlem Renaissance, W.B. Du Bois through the Harlem Rhapsody. That's where I studied that. Langston Hughes was kind of the bridge between the two generations, but I didn't know a ton about the next generations, which is what's talked about in A Harlem Wedding with W.E.B. Du Bois's Du Bois's words and pronunciations today. Not working. Daughter and Countess Cullen and all of that. And so that's what I wanted to do some research in before I read the book. So I got two books that my library had, both of which I've seen before, done a little bit, used it for a little bit of research, but never actually read all the way through. And um, so this one, Shimmy, 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 like my sister Kate, I got because when I teach Harlem Renaissance, I always read some poetry from the Harlem Renaissance to my students, along with showing art from the Harlem Renaissance, playing music from the Harlem Renaissance. Um, so I read some poetry, but I didn't really read the book. And I wanted to especially read County Colin's work because that's who part of the story is about. Um, and so I'm going to be reading this, and then also Flamboyance, the Queer Harlem Renaissance. I wish I'd known is another one that I've got from the library, hadn't read yet, and now plan to read this before the end of May. I'll have both of these done. So in just kind of in preparation because I want to learn more. Um, and also again, my dream is to one day have kind of a series, kind of as I can, um, of like talking some videos about American history, like as a little bit more intriguing than just your high school history class, but use historical fiction books that I've enjoyed to kind of also bring it in. I have this thought in my head. I've talked to people about it. They're really excited. People that I've done it with personally, um, and they're like, "You really should do this because this is something I really enjoy doing." Um, and I want to be able to do that with the Harlem Renaissance. So we'll see. Maybe it might. I'm thinking. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a book club or videos. If that's something maybe you personally would be interested in, let me know. Or maybe help me hash it out. I'm going to talk about it more in videos, but like dividing it into sections and being like, this is what's happening, and show pictures, and then we read some. I talk about the historical fiction books that go with it because there's just so much I love about history. Um, because I teach American history, that's really my specialty. And I feel like women's history, minority history, because that's been my specialty for years. And what I love to read books about myself, it's just, I've got so much in my brain and I just want to share it with the world because it's my passion. Okay. I could go on and on and on and do when I talk to people in person for far too long, but I won't to you guys. I promise one day maybe it'll happen. This is my last book. I will be honest, I'm not so sure about this book. I've gone back and forth on whether I should read it. It's so highly recommended and so genre bending sounding, and I love a good genre bending. I love genre bending, but it sounds so weird. And I've read the summaries like 500 times, and I still don't know what it's about. So, um, not Nowhere Burning by Catriona Ward is my last book. I know I'm ADHD jumping between topics. Just join me on the ADHD train this today. Nowhere Burning by Catriona Ward. Um, it's I'm going to read to you the summary, so maybe you can tell me what this is. Riley and her brother Oliver set off in a pitch black night, fleeing their troubled home. They're heading for Nowhere, an abandoned ranch once the playground of its former eccentric movie star owner, now a haven for runaways. What awaits could be the freedom they crave. But this mysterious clan guards dark secrets, and the scorched grounds hold the ghost of the past. Riley quickly realizes that while she and Oliver may have escaped the devil they knew, something darker lurks in the burnt shell of Nowhere, something which asks the terrible price for sanctuary. I want to see what the first line is. Some people attract death. See, it sounds good, but what is it? What is it? Horror? Is it thriller? I think it's horror. I don't know. Do you know? Because if you do, is it good? Anyway, so those are my library books. It should be interesting reading them, and of course, I have all my books that I own. But like, this is my library haul, and I had to share it. So thanks for coming along. Some days my ADHD takes over, and this is definitely one of those days. But what if those books looks interesting to you? Have you read any of them? Are you adding any to your TBR now? I love when I talk about books, people add them to my TBR. So please help me feel better about myself. Tell me if you're adding to your TBR, if any sound interesting. Also, this thing I keep kind of alluding to about history and historical fiction books that I'm thinking and kind of mulling in my head. Anybody interested out there? Let me know. And for now, remember, always bring a book.